Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. As you can see, I'm happy on a Friday, I think. I think. Okay, ramp. I don't know which one though, left or right. Here for a pickup here in town in Spokane, and it's going to Seattle, to the airport, and apparently flies out via Emirates, so it's going to Dubai per paperwork. So we'll see what we got going on, what's shipping out. I think it's going to be this one because they blocked and parked everywhere else. So I'm going to back up and I'll show you guys what the loaded freight is and tell you all about it here in a minute. Goes direct. It's morning, so supposedly I should be able to load and go, drop, and still get home hopefully within daylight hours today still, but we'll see about that. As long as all the paperwork is good, we should be just fine. Okay, straighten out over here. Here's the freight, 700 pounds, one pallet. Something flying out to Dubai, like I said. So I got these corners, not to damage the boxes. Kitty corner, crisscross strap it, and on my way. Final product looks like this. I used to not use these corners. I used to use like some of those other ones, but I found them on Amazon for like 15 or 20 bucks. Came with like 20 of these, and it's a lot better to use these. They don't take up as much room, I guess, as some of those, you know, regular cardboard ones that I have. I guess still gotta throw those out, but yeah, these work pretty good. These are more industrial though, but hey, they do the job. Look at that, it's perfect. Not squeezing the box, and I can get it nice and tight. Let's answer some of your most common questions. As always, same thing every time. I know people watch, maybe others, maybe they read up on things, maybe they look on forums, maybe whatever they do. Anyways, same question all the time. I get it at least daily. Is it a good time to get into the business? Did things pick up? Are things better? And I tell you what, guys, right now we're into April, and they have not. Even April has been slow. It's cheaper, there's less freight, and it's cheaper. When is it going to get back to normal? And who knows what the normal is nowadays, because the whole trucking industry itself is in a hole. It doesn't matter what you drive. Anything that's moving, being transported by ground via truck of any kind, is slow and cheap. No matter what, the whole industry. So the whole industry, what happened was, during COVID, everything stopped. Things stopped. People were scared. And then all of a sudden, you know, America had to get moving. Money got poured into everywhere you can pour it into. People got loans for free and they didn't have to pay them back. So a lot of money that, I don't know, I call it fake money, I guess, got given to people, you know, and got poured into everybody just to keep moving. So basically the trucking industry started moving. They've started paying ridiculous money, and for those couple of years things were so great that you could charge really anything per mile and you were gonna get it. And for the longest time we were almost done working by noon every day as far as getting everybody loaded. Right now it could take a couple of days because freight is, I mean, it's there's less of it, but it's still there, and it's just cheap. That's the biggest issue. It's just cheap. So if you're one of those people that bought a van for cash that's just been laying around anyways and would have stayed laying around anyways in your safe or in your whatever savings, wherever you keep it, and you're just investing it into getting a van, that's not hurting you, and you don't have too many home bills, or you're one of those people that can, you know, stay on the road and pretty much almost live on the road, then yeah, this is for you, because definitely you'll save a lot of money by not having a lot of home bills. But if you got a lot of home bills, a lot of debt already, and somehow, somewhere, you're barely scraping up money, and you guys want to do this and going into more debt, guess what? I think that's a cop. No, it's not. Catch me with the camera in my hand. It's not going to work out for you because things are slow, or you got to wait for a day, sometimes 2 days for a load, depending on what area you get stuck in. You never know where you're going to get stuck. You can get stuck in Chicago for 2 days because that's just how it is. Things have gotten way slower and way cheaper, so it just depends. If you're willing to drive for 70, 75 cents a mile, then yeah, maybe you're going to get moving and you're going to keep moving consistently. But if you want anything like 80, 85, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And we don't know. We've been expecting this year to start getting better. Then we expected January to be slow, February to start. Then February, then March, then April, and it still hasn't happened. So in the end, who knows when it'll be the right time or when it won't be the right time. Maybe it never will be as it was before, because a lot of people are into this. Too much competition still on the road. So people that bought vans for $80,000 that have big payments at home, big van payments, big insurance payments, they're not going to be able to go for these rates. They're just not. They're not going to be able to survive. They're going to give their vans back, get them repoed, whatever, and that's it. So for those kind of people, yeah, of course they're not able to drive for those kind of rates. But if you buy it for cash, you got low insurance payment, you don't have too many home bills, you can definitely make money at this, definitely. But the only thing is, you guys, before you start it, before you go and invest and hurry up and run and buy a van, find out who you're going to work with, whatever company, call them up, make sure they're hiring, and make sure you purchase the correct kind of van that company works with, because we have a standard and other companies have standards too on whatever vans they run. So you guys got to make sure that you fit those standards, and you don't just go out and buy a van and then get stuck with it and then work with somebody you don't want to work with or never heard of, or some, you know, some company that doesn't do a good job or doesn't really care about you or keeps you as a number instead of an individual. So all that, you guys got to consider all that. That's just my honest, truthful answer. You guys can take it how you want it. You guys can go watch somebody else and only, listen to the good parts. I say the good and I say the bad. That way you guys can expect both and not just hear only the great things, because if you're only hearing good things, good money, this and that, fun job, relaxing, no pressure, all that kind of stuff, you know what? It is pressure. It is all night driving, and it's not that easy. So if you can't drive all night long on a certain job that requires it, then, this job's not for you. Then you got to go and find something where you're, signing postcards or something like that and do that, because yes, this job is rewarding. You can make good money at it. You're not going to make insane money right now or crazy. Bless me. You're not going to make crazy fast money, but it is going to be better. You're not going to be worse off than you are working at a factory, clocking in 8 to 5 all the time and doing the same thing over and over and over again. This is different. This kind of work is way different. You're driving like this. You're seeing different things. You're traveling all over 48 states. You're on the road for a few weeks at a time. That's what requires to make this money right now. Otherwise, if you're just looking to be home every weekend, or if you're looking to be regional or local, by the time you pay that high insurance, your note payment on the van, and maintenance and fuel, there's nothing left over. You're not making any money. Might as well just flip burgers at McDonald's or really do anything else. Go work at Safeway or Albertsons or Costco. Just a simple truth. So that way you guys aren't expecting something crazy. How much can you make? And what can you expect to make? How many miles can you expect to, clear? Well, that all depends on you, because we've had people that say, I'm such a great driver, I'm a strong driver, I'm a beast. I've heard that term too. I'm a beast. They call me beast. Well, they call him beast, but beast can't even, clear 400 miles at night direct, because the load goes nonstop, and that's not a beast. A beast is somebody that can sit down and, clear 1,500 miles and then go to bed and rest up and, keep going. So I call that a beast, or a beast that can clear 3,000 miles in 3 days, or 3,500 miles. Yeah, that's a beast. But no, if you can't drive all night long, you're not a beast, and this job's not for you. Just simple things, simple explanations. And it's nothing hard, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Firemen are on the job as well for days at a time. Paramedics, same thing too. People working in the ER, they're working, night shifts all the time. So this is not anything difficult, To drive for 12 hours straight at night or 15 hours straight or whatever, it's not a big deal to the people that can handle it. But if you can't handle it, then don't even get into this, because this job does require that. It's not just 200 miles here, 300 miles there, this and that. You're not going to make anything if you get those kind of loads. You got to consistently put on a lot of miles. That's what will get you the money. So your income is, a lot of it is based on you. How you drive, how you perform, how well dispatch, can trust you with longer miles, versus if you're driving really slow, taking it easy, barely making it, always do a time crunch to where you're, barely making it, left and, got loaded, all of a sudden an hour or two later, you're already, telling dispatch you're going to bed. That's somebody we have to watch really, really closely and figure out if we're going to give them a next load like that, if they can do it or not, because that's not how you do things. You always want to drive, but you always want to drive with saving time for the unknown. You know what I mean? I understand if your load is direct and you're going and something happened, okay, that's fine. But if you've got loaded and you have, say, 5, maybe 4, maybe 6 hours extra in between that you're saying, I'm going to go sleep, so you sleep for 6 hours, then all of a sudden, you're driving, broker's worried, why'd you sleep so long, why is your driver still over there? And then all of a sudden you start hitting traffic, and all of a sudden you're late. Guess what? It's not traffic fault anymore. It's not, any other fault except for driver fault, because you did not time manage well. You always got to leave yourself hours and hours in between for the unknown. What if you're going to get a flat tire? What if your carrier bearing is going to go out, or a bolt is going to unscrew, like something happened yesterday to a person? You know what I mean? Good thing he wasn't on a load, and he was good loading today. But if he was on a load and if he was doing a tight time crunch, and that happened, well, then we're going to ask, well, why didn't you leave yourself a little bit extra time? You could have still made it. So time management is one of the biggest things in this job. And be able to drive all night long is another thing. Basically, the thing is, if you guys can't clear at least 1,000 miles direct, meaning nonstop, fill up and go, stop, go to the bathroom, keep going, eat and keep going, then this job's really not for you. You're not going to make anything at it. Nobody's going to be able to give you a long trip because you can't do it. And in the end, if you can't do that, then your income is going to be suffering just as bad. So it's not worth it otherwise. I'm not trying to say I'm some kind of a, special person because I can do it. It's just some people can and some people can't. We have young guys that can't do it, and we have young guys that can do it. We have older people that just cannot do it, and we have older guys that can do it a lot better even than most of the new or younger guys. So you never know. You never know who's able to do it. You just gotta, I guess, try it, and not just say, "Oh, I went on vacation and I drove for 2 days, on vacation, and I felt great and I can do it, and it was all great." Well, first of all, you had all that excitement to go on vacation. Probably had somebody else in the car with you, so it was easy. But when you're doing this day in and day out all by yourself, it's different. You guys got to be prepared for that. Let's go see how this place looks from up above. Very familiar place to somebody who lives out here and comes this way anyways. Just about here, about to get into the terminal areas here, and I've never actually,
in 500 feet, turn right.
Maybe the last time I was here
61st Street.
I was doing the
Take the next right.
we'll see, I don't know.
61st Street.
Emirates, huh? Oh, I see. Okay, it's over here. I hate this place.
Arrive at your destination on the left in 900.
Yeah, this is the one that's takes the longest, but hey, whatever. I'll just go back in and go from there. Door 1. So I guess you're just supposed to take a spot and then kind of back in and then hopefully get unloaded fast. Usually how that works. Fortunate. Oh, there goes Alaska. Fortunately for me, I got here. There was only one guy I had to wait for. Now I'm on my way. So back in is first how you secure your spot. Get in here, otherwise you're not going to get unloaded. So you secure your spot by backing in, then you're here, and then you go check in. After that, then you get loaded or unloaded. That's how it works around here. Without backing in and standing right here, they're not going to be able to help you. Somebody else getting loaded just by hand. Not happy with this place. Every time I come here, it's the longest freaking place to unload. Takes forever. Took me like literally 2 hours to get unloaded here. For what? What reason? I got here, there was 3 people ahead of me. One guy got called in and dispatch told him to go home or wherever, somewhere else for pickup because he was waiting here forever. 2 more were ahead of me, but then they got unloaded quickly. And then I sat there for literally almost 2 hours. I was next in line. It was me who was supposed to get called next, or, my turn. And literally almost 2 hours just for me. There was nobody else. Because they take the dogs first, then they receive the pets first, and then they, give the pets first priority. And then anybody who's got boxes and all that stuff that doesn't need a forklift driver, those people have the priority. So if you're a driver sitting there, literally you could sit there for almost half a day if people keep showing up and showing up and showing up with little boxes and stuff. It's ridiculous. It's the worst place. So WFS right now, I'm gonna leave a bad feedback for them right now. Like literally, as I'm driving away right now, I'm about to leave them a bad feedback on Google. This place right here. If anybody's been here, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the worst place. These people are on their own terms, and they don't care about anybody. They're on island time over there. Nobody cares about working. It's like somebody's making them do this stuff. Come on, guys, you're not doing it for free. You're getting paid for this. But no words right now. I think I just got to calm down a little bit. before I say something that I'm not supposed to say. Now that took forever, the whole unloading process, 2 hours, that ate away literally 2 hours of my time that I could have been heading home. And thank God when the load that we bid on, the only one that was out here, a local one, because if it would have won it, there's no way I would have made it to pick it up. So all worked out like this, and now you get to sit in traffic because, you know, people are just working hourly. They don't care. They're just walking around there, walking around back. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you ever make it to WFS, you'll know what I'm talking about.